Check now.
Yeah, Venkat, now it's coming.
Sometimes it's stuck.
Yeah, okay.
So function, when I have some function and then when I just write L underscore something, this is called as variable. Okay, like this I can declare for every function, like I will be declaring some variable called as, you know what is a variable, right? So like this I can just declare a variable and I can use this L underscore add equal to 40 like this. But then instead of every time declaring like this is a variable, okay, what I want to do is, instead of declaring many times, I just want to add only once. I want to declare only once. Okay. So what I'll do is I declare once here, and I don't need to declare in all the places now. I'll remove it. Underscore add. Like this, I can just declare only once and I can use it. So this is called as global variable. So when you declare at the top level, it is called as global variable. When you declare it inside the function or something, it is called as local variable. So this local variable is applicable only up to this function only. Once you come out of this function, it will not be available. If it is a global variable, that variable can be used in the entire report. So in the same way, your placeholder column is simply a variable. If you want to store some value, you can store it. The CF eligible is a function, right? Here itself, I want to display one more value. Something like if email address is not null, return eligible, I said, right? Here itself, I just want to declare saying CP underscore 1 is the variable name. Okay. This also has a data type, like whether it is number or character or something. Let's say I just want to return some more text or store some text. I'm just making it as character. Okay, CP1 and CP1 equal to, I'll say mail the packet. Okay, something like this. The column name itself is called as CP underscore 1. Basically, placeholder column will be given as CP underscore 1. So in the design, what I can do is, this is my outer frame, I'll extend this. So before doing this, I can just do this outer. So this is eligible, and I can say test at so and so. Here I should get the text whenever whoever is eligible, for them I should get the content here. I'm not sure why we didn't get it. Let me see. Property inspector. Maybe the text size is not sufficient. CP_1. So if email is not null, then return. Oh, okay. Before return, I have to write this because the return is the final one, right? Once it is written, okay, you will not have anything content. So anything you want to write placeholder column, you have to write it in the return. So basically, placeholder column is something a variable wherein I can just declare it and use it in a formula column. So I can also display as a column here. I can use it as a column. So this is not exceeding because the size is less. If I want, I can do this. Okay. So something like that. It means any text or anything, any value you want to store and you want to display or you want to do something, the placeholder columns can be used, and those can be used in your formula column. This is what we have in reports. And when you come here, we have seen data model. In data model, we have seen user parameters, which is lexical parameters and bind parameters. I'm just reviewing it. Queries, we have seen queries. Okay. And then under queries, we have seen formula, summary column, placeholder column. Okay. And then we have data link to see. I'll show you that. And next is paper layout. Okay. So paper layout is nothing but the design part, header, main, and trailer section. In this, you'll have one thing to know: the size, what you can increase it, and paper parameter form, it prompts automatically. The main part is report request. So before parameter form, after parameter form, before report, between pages, after report. Like this, we have 5 triggers. Basically, what these triggers will be doing. This trigger will fire based on your report. Whenever it is getting executed, this report triggers will fire. In case you want to write some code or something related to triggers or something, then related to report, if you want to write any code or perform anything, then you can use this triggers. I'll tell you how it is. Before parameter trigger will fire, before that parameter form is prompted. Whenever we run the report, whenever we run the report, we'll be getting a parameter form, right? So to enter the values. So before that parameter form is prompted, this trigger gets fired. It means if you want to write any code before that parameter form is coming, okay, and the user enters the value. Before that, if you want to perform any action, what kind of action you can perform actually? Let's say you want to copy some data into a table, or you want to declare some variables and assign some values before the parameter form is, then you can write some code here. The same way after parameter form. This trigger will fire after the parameter form is prompted and after receiving the values, then like what user has entered in the parameter window. That's the reason for our lexical parameter, we will be writing our code here. After parameter form, we know that whether user has entered a value or not, right? So for lexical parameter, when we write code, we will write based on the parameter value whether the user is entering or not. If user ID is not null, then only we are writing a code here saying that if user ID is not null, okay, then if pronoun is not null, if user ID is not null, it means if the user enters a value, then only I want to write this code and add it to my query, right? Based on the parameter values, I will take this shift. So that's the reason we will write here after parameter form. So next is before report. This is the place exactly where that Q underscore 1 will get fired. Okay. So Q underscore 1 is nothing but the query. Actual query will get fired in before report. So let's say you want to write a lexical parameter code here also you can write, because Q1 gets fired in before report trigger, I said, right? So here if you write some code or something before, it will go and add to the Q underscore between pages. Okay. Between pages is something like page to page if you want to do some changes. Okay, from one page to another page, like page numbers, PTO kind of text to print and all. Next is after report. After report trigger is something like after the report is completed, after the preview is generated, okay, this will fire, this will get fired, this will go. What kind of code you can write? Sometimes what happens is we will be creating reports on some temporary tables. We will create some temporary table, we'll copy the data there, and then we will run a report, everything is done, and then we will see the output and all. After that, we don't need the data in the report, temporary table. Okay. In that case, what we can do is, we can say that we don't want this data to be stored in the table. We can delete the data. For that, we can write the code here in after report. Once the preview is generated, delete the data from the table. Delete start from table. Delete from table. Okay. So select start, delete from start. So delete from table name, or you want to update something after report is generated. Something after the report is preview is generated. If you want to write any code or you want to handle it, you can write it in after report. So basically, whenever an Oracle report is created, what we are doing is we are just seeing here in our report builder. So once the report is completed, this report has to be integrated in Oracle application. It means we have created a responsibility, right? I show you like in responsibility we have request group, menu, and data group. The request group will be holding the requests, okay, concurrent requests, sub-reports. In case my report has to be in the request group list, then what should I do? I have to integrate this report in Oracle application. Integrate is nothing but after completion of this report, I have to register this report in Oracle application. So there is a process to do that. Okay, let's do that today. So whenever you want to design an Oracle report and register in Oracle application, you have to create a parameter first thing, which is called as p underscore conf underscore. This is a standard name, request underscore ID. You have to declare one parameter. Next is in before report trigger, you have to write one code sr and srw underscore user underscore exit fnd srw init. Okay. In the same way, in after report also, srw underscore user exit fnd srw exit. srw dot user underscore. I'm just commenting it for now because it is erroring out. So these are the two values what we have to write in before report and after report. I'll tell you what is the necessity of writing these things. Whenever you want to register an Oracle report in the Oracle application, there are three steps, mandatory steps. One is P1 request ID, which is a variable where you have to declare. Because whenever we submit a country program, a request ID will be generated. A unique request ID will be generated, and to capture that request ID, you need a P1 request ID, sorry, P1 request ID. And then we discussed about different kind of tables. If you remember, we discussed on multi-arg tables, arg-specific tables, like this, right? So when I discussed arg-specific tables, I said underscore V is one of the table. And when we said select star from underscore V table, it did not give us the data. And then we executed one command, you remember, moglobal.set policy context of 204. Then only it showed the data, right? In the same way, whenever you are using views in reports, okay, it will do the same thing. It will not show the data. It has to be executed again the same moglobal.set policy context, which is doing the same work here with this user exit. The user exit will be doing the same work. It means it will just set the profile and environment, and it will bring the data from arg specific table. So whenever you are using underscore V tables in your reports, then you have to use your user exits basically. But right now we are not using anything underscore V because FND underscore user is a normal table. But just to make a habit of writing user exits. In future, someone may modify this report, or someone may add some tables to this report, existing report, and it may not work. That's the reason we will give this command. SRW is basically a package. User exit is a procedure which will say FND SRW init. SRW init means it will initialize the profile value. It will also initializing profile value is nothing but the same what in the moglobal.set policy context, and it will also allocate the memory. Okay, that's the reason it is called as init. Okay. Once profile values are set and the memory is initialized, everything is done, later it will deallocate the memory. That's the reason we write here exit. After report is done, right? After report, I said it will be completed once the report is generated, output and all. That's the reason in after report we will write exit, deallocate the memory. So it will initialize the memory, it will deallocate the memory. So allocate the memory, deallocate the memory. So these two things we have to write. And now save this report as an RDF. And we have a tool called as something called as BinSCP. Okay, we should also have this tool. The first process is whenever you want to register a report. Okay, let me put the steps here like this. Create a report, copy the report to respective doc, and create a concurrent program executable. Create a concurrent program. Assign the program to a request group. What is the request group? Of your responsibility, and run the program. These are the steps what we have to do. We have done a create a report. Now copy the report to respective tab. What is this? You remember I was saying technical architecture, and you'll have respective tabs like PO, AP, AR. For every like folders you'll have, for every module you'll have folder, and you'll have files there organized. In reports he kept reports, in forms he kept forms, in SQL he have SQL, PSQL files and all. So like that we have to, he has already kept some report and all. In case we want to create some reports or something, what you need to do is you need to copy that report to the respective tab. It means nothing but in Unix server you have to copy the file, because whenever you run the report it will go and check the file is available here or not. If it is available, then only it will come. So to copy that report, you need to connect to the Unix and copy the report, you need a tool called as WinSCP. This is a free download tool. So you'll have the username and password basically. Okay. So Oracle and some password and something like that, and then click it. It's already given there. For you, it will be password will be apps I think. Apps username as password, and VIS is the first. So this left side is our desktop folders and all. Right side is the Unix system. Now if you see here, I'll start from root. This is all our initialization. So from here it will be the same path from apps ST, technical ST. So you can just click on technical ST and apps ST, APPL. Under APPL you will have different folders. We have discussed like we have different modules, right? So for PO you will have PO. Okay. Under PO, if you see, you will see release 12. Okay. Reports US. So here you have all RDF files. Okay. In the same way, if you see SQL folder, SQL. You remember I just showed you on the PowerPoint saying all the files you'll have like this. The forms files you'll have in forms. Forms, yes. You'll have all the FMX files. These are called as form files. Like this, you will have different files in different folders. Basically, if it is PO, you'll have PO, AP means AP and all. Now let's copy into PO like what we have done. So just drag it and leave it here. And now what you can do is you can just give the username and password and login. Click on login. So once you log in, go to System Administrator Responsibility. We have concurrent, program, executable. I said here, create a report, copy the report to the respective tab, create a control program, executable. Right? So once you say executable, you will get here the window. All the yellow color fields are mandatory. User report, and just give it a name. User report. Application I'm giving purchasing because I copied the report in PO. If I copied in the report RDF file in AP, I should give here payables. If I copied the report in HRMS, I should give in Human Resource Management System. If I copied the report in F&D folder, you should give an application arbitrage. So this application refers to that shortly. Purchasing means PO, payables means AP. Let's say you're developing a report for AP. Now I copy it in PO. Okay. Basically, when you are developing a report for PO, then you will copy in PO. It means purchasing. If you have developed a report in AP, then you have to copy in AP. So, like that, based on the folder what you copied and for which module you are developing the report, you have to select the application. And here you will give the executable file name. So the file name is nothing but the report name, user underscore detail. I think the name is user underscore detail. So the same you'll give here and save it. Now copy this short name. It means we'll go to purchasing. I said Oracle report. Executable method will be always Oracle report and use the detail as well. So you will go to PO. It will check user underscore detail report is available or not under report folder because the executable method is Oracle report. We have different methods here: Oracle report, PSC for procedure, okay, and then host, immediate, Java stored procedures and that. So basically those are used for Java. So now we will define an concurrent program. So here also taking user underscore detail underscore subject for short name can be given anything. I'm just giving some name. So to just make it unique, we will be using the short name. I copied a short name executable, right? Here in executable, I have to give this and say tab. So it will show you Oracle report means it is good. Okay. The output what you want, PDF, HTML, XML. I want in a PDF format. This is a printer style, which page you want. I will say A4. Okay. We have parameters for that report, right? Whenever we want to run this report, we have parameters. We have two parameters. So that parameters have to be registered here. So I'll just put some request number 10. What is the first parameter what we have here? Apart from pcon request ID, pcon request ID we will not pass any value. I said runtime it will take the request ID. The lexical also the coding part. So we have two parameters, p underscore Rona. So just click on F4, copy this value. I said Ronam. In value set, I will say what is that I'm entering. Actually, what is basically value set? Whenever I give that Ronam, that is a parameter name. I can give any name here. It doesn't mean that what name I gave it, I have to give the same name here. I can give any name. After that, value set tells the data type. Okay. So I have some data type called as 10 by n number. I can give that. So what kind of data type you are entering? What is the data you will be entering? Ronam is basically it will be a number. So I'll just do a percentile here. Value sets are like which are already available for us, predefined values. It will tell you what kind of data you will be entering and what is the size of that number. 10 by n number. This is a 10-digit positive number field can be entered. And here you copy that what you copied p underscore token. So whenever you enter in your concurrent program window, it will prompt for you. You will enter some 10 or something. That will be passed to p underscore Ronam. And what is p underscore Ronam? That is a parameter in report builder. So the value will go to the report builder p underscore Ronam. So this is something like you can say a link between the parameter what you are defining here and the report builder parameter. So which value has to be mapped to which parameter there. So whatever you enter. This is called as parameter mapping. So that you enter Ronam, it will go to p Ronam. Next parameter is user ID, right? So copy this. This parameter, whatever it is there, it will be used in token. Okay. User underscore ID. Basically, user ID underscore is also a number, right? So 10 by number. So two parameters are there. Two parameters I will just save. Now the program is done, registered. Now you have to decide this concurrent program, which is a report for you, from which responsibility you want to run this. Basically, you can run from your custom responsibility what we have created it, right? Or else you can also run from your any of the responsibility like purchasing and all. So let's run from your custom responsibility. That's better. So let me come out of this file exit. Okay, because we have logged in as operations actually. You remember what was the username demo 122, right?
Yeah, Venkat, it's demo 122.
Okay, let me exit and then log in again. Go to System Administrator. Your responsibility is custom sys admin, right? So go to System Administrator. Responsibility. Define. I just want to know the request group. Basically, all the reports are added to request group. So custom sysadmin. This is your responsibility. Query this responsibility. See what is a request group. It is custom request group, right? So copy this. Go to request. Say F11. Here you have only 2 reports. Now you can add your report also. User underscore detail underscore and save it. Now go to your responsibility. Say view request. Submit new request. Single request. And here you should have your report. User underscore detail report. It will prompt you 2 parameters, like how it was prompting in the report builder, the same thing. 10. But why we have to design parameter window and all here? I just went to parameter and I gave the token, all the values set and all. Because user will be entering the report or testing the report from Oracle application, not from the report builder, right? So that's the reason we won't use the parameter window there. So after completing the report, we have to come here and we have to create one more parameter window for user and register it. Because why do we have to register also is he would like to see that report from Oracle application, not from the report builder. We can't expect user to go open report builder, open the RDF, then execute it, test it and all. Okay, so this is completed now. You have these 2 things, view output and view log. Basically output is to see the output and log is to just see, like in case you have any issues. If whenever the program is error out or something, then we will see log. When the program is successful, we will see the output. Log will have all the details. In case it is error out, why it is error out, what is the error number, what is the error name. Apart from that, what is the time in, time out, when it is started, the report, everything you will have. Okay, so you'll have different phases here: completed, status, normal, completed, warning. So click on view output. In fact, in my system, I have a problem of printing the data. It is printing in different font and format, some language. But you can see these numbers 1002, 102, 128 and all the text is being printed in different format whenever you say output. It is not about the report, it has printed, but in my system. So you try the same process in your system and see. So here it will show you what is the arguments, what is the report name, okay, when it is started in log. Okay, what is the request ID? I told you the request ID will be generated. So for every request what you submit, a request ID will be generated. This request ID will be communicated to p underscore conf request ID parameter in your report builder, so that it will take the request and it will pass all the values, parameters and connection link between this concurrent request window and your Oracle report builder. So basically this is how a program is being registered, a concurrent program is being registered. So create a report, copy the report to its respective task, create a executable, create a kind of program, okay. Assign the program the request to run the program. Okay. So when you want to register an Oracle report, these are the steps. So tomorrow we will see using data link, and we may start something called as XML publisher report. Okay.
Okay, Venkat.
In report builder, we are left with only this data link. Once this is done, then I'll start with XML. Nivali, you're recording the sessions, right?
Yeah, I'm recording, Venkat.
I just want a small favor from you.
Okay.
You are recording the sessions. Please do not share these recordings.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
anyone.
Okay, Venkat. That's
Okay.
yeah, sure. I won't do that.
Yeah, because in fact, whatever I'm taking class, I'm taking with my test instance. I mean, which is my, like I'm working somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be using the Oracle apps and all their system. Somewhere
Okay.
it is recorded, the names and all. If it is shared across,
Okay.
that will be a risk for me.
Yeah,
So keep it for yourself. You record it and keep it for yourself, but please do not share it.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I'm using the Office system.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
that's all.
Yeah.
Catch you tomorrow then.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Venkat.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.